Okay, well, let's get started. It's already a little bit past 12, so I'm Carolina Johansson from Interchange, and thank you all for joining us. This live streaming is also going to be recorded, and then we'll also post it, so for anybody who didn't get a chance to watch it live, there will be the opportunity to watch it again. So I would like to then, without further ado, introduce Damianos. Oops. I'll let you do your introductions and leave the stage to you.
That was a drum roll. Excellent. Hi, everyone. I'm Damianos Chatzievangelou. I'm a marine biologist, marine ecologist at the Institute of Marine Sciences in Barcelona. And I'm here to answer your burning questions on marine science, life, or our very cool project called Into the Deep. So, yeah, just a bit of context, let's say. Our colleagues, my colleagues and myself, wanted at some point we were looking for a way to integrate citizens into our work, and for that we had to create a platform. It could not. We had to create the proper conditions for people to join what we do, proper motivation, and from that thought exercise into the deep came into life. So basically, what we did was to create an online course for four online courses for different marine habitats. One in the Northeast Pacific, which is where I come into the scene. One in the Northwestern Mediterranean, one in Norway, and one in the Eastern Mediterranean in Greece. And we provide information and backgrounds to all people interested that can sign up for these courses online, complete them, and then we give them access to the cool stuff, which is Beagle Party, an online platform where you can watch underwater footage and label all the interesting stuff that you see there, like fish or structures or anything else. And this is more or less it. And for us is very important. Participation of citizens is very important for multiple reasons. I will not ramble on it now, but it will come up. It will come up during this live Q&A. So I don't know if this was enough introduction, but yeah, we can make it more interactive. I can answer to any questions you might have. Okay, first question. What made me decide to be a marine researcher? Do you want the cool answer or the realistic answer? Okay, so well, first, I was always connected to the sea up to some degree because I'm from Thessaloniki, Greece. It's a coastal city. It's a port, so I always had this connection to the sea. Then it was all marine courses, let's say, I took in university were interesting. They offered the field work, which is for me way more interesting and better for my style, let's say. And then yeah, I was also in a career crossroads at some point, and the opportunity to study a master's in oceanography and marine environment came up in Barcelona, Spain. So I thought, yeah, cool life, cool topic, and it kind of happened. So it was half intrinsic motivation and half chance. How long have I been living in Barcelona? This time it's been 2.5 years, so since February 2022. But I did my master's here 10 years ago. So this is, I don't know if it counts, but in total it's been almost 4 years. My trajectory was pretty weird. It's almost a full circle. I came from Greece to Spain, then I went to Germany for almost 4 years to start my PhD, and then Greece again, southern Spain, and now here I am again in Barcelona. What about this study area is most interesting? Okay. Oh, that's tricky. That's tricky because I mean, people are interested in different stuff, but let's see. It's first of all, it's submarine canyon, which are very cool structures. Geologically, they host a lot of life. Then it's called seep, and this means that it's a place where hydrocarbons like methane, for example, gas, oil, come in forms of bubbles or oil from the ground. And that makes it toxic for some animals to live there, and but it favors others. So you've got all kinds of weird life down there. Our study site is located at almost 900 meters depth, and you never know what you will see there. So some cute animals, some lesser, but anyway. And then this site is part of the Ocean Networks Canada infrastructure, the Neptune Cape Observatory. So I got to drive an underwater robot remotely online from my desk in Germany or from home. And that was very cool. I got to operate in real time complicated infrastructure, so that was excellent. So it's part interesting from an ecological point of view and part interesting from a technological point of view. How long did it take to shape Into the Deep into a project and to get funding? Well, nice. The search for funding never ends. It never ends. So it's constant, and it's not about starting one project and finishing it. It's a long process. So one thing brings to the other. So it's a constant work, I would say. In general, I think it took us more than a year, but I was not the protagonist there. My colleagues from Ciències were way more central, let's say, crucial in making this happen. Any surprising results to comment about the project? Surprising results. Well, participation is a surprising result because a surprising result, let's say, it's by itself because we think we think that we live in our microcosm sometimes, and we think I mean scientists, contrary to what you see on the TV, are normally modest. So we don't think that what we do is that interesting as it looks from the outside. But then you see the interest from people, from citizens, and it's like, yeah, sure. So that was and also the level of knowledge and interest people showed. What else? Like from a scientific point of view, from a research point of view, I haven't actually checked on the results yet, because I'm waiting for the project to finish and then have a clearer idea, because I don't want to create bias, let's say, of the first impression. I want to have all the information available, and then I will check on that. So stay tuned. What is the most difficult thing about communicating in science? Okay, so from my side as a marine scientist and as a deep sea scientist, first, we don't normally have the skills for that. We don't get proper media training. We don't get communication training. I mean, we could have access to that, but it's not part of our everyday job. So thankfully, we have colleagues such as the people from Ciències that are way better than ourselves in that. Then people normally don't care too much about what is not edible. So if it's seafood, then it's fine. If it's a charismatic animal, like sea turtles, dolphins, etc., then it's fine. If it's a weird crab that no one knows, then yeah, it's harder to get the attention. Okay. Then normally as humans we don't think long term. So if you want to communicate your results or your interests in climate change, for example, and it's not something that is visible right now, when you talk about 3 decades from now, it doesn't have the same weight. Okay, so we live in the right now, we live in the moment, and then people normally don't think macroscopically. So we think about and we care about what affects us, but not about the bigger picture. So it's hard to combine all those and effectively and efficiently communicate our message. What do I think is the best part about incorporating citizen science in our research? Yeah, exactly. We left that pending from the introduction. So interesting. Interesting is to have more pairs of eyes and more opinions about stuff that we would normally analyze ourselves, one person with all the biases that this brings. Okay, so another opinion is always important. Then it's huge help. Like citizen participation is huge help for us in terms of volume of data, because when you have we generate now with the new technologies that we have available thousands, many thousands of images or video, many hours of videos that are not. It's not possible to analyze as one person or as a small group. It takes a lot of time. So this is a practical benefit of that. And then always citizen participation creates engagement and probably leads to change of mentality and to action in the end. So for us, because we don't do that as a commercial enterprise, we don't profit from. We will not increase profits from our personal profits from science. We do that as a well, it's our job, but we still the motivation is in the end societal service. So if we can generate action, change how people think about marine science, about the ocean, about climate change, about how people are connected with our environment, then first makes it more interesting for everyone, gives visibility, and then it also helps conservation. And with better and more conservation, there is still a marine environment, there are still cool animals to study, and we still have a job, and the next generations of marine scientists are also created. So if someone probably way younger than myself sees this live Q&A now and decides, this is a cool thing, and we get a future colleague, then that's good. What would be my advice to other scientists about incorporating citizen science into their research? First, be open to it. It's important because it was hard to me in the beginning because I have major trust issues when it comes to my work. So I wanted to check and double check, and this is not right. This is not the right attitude. This is not the right approach. So stop being skeptical. Go for it. Talk to someone that knows how to do that, and come up with the right questions. And in the end, I would say that first you have to create the right platform for people to engage. Otherwise, at some point, interest will drop. You have to give them the tools to participate actively. You have to give them training. You have to also show that what they do makes a difference, is important, leads to something. Follow up. Don't leave people stranded after your job is done and you got what you wanted. So yeah, I would say treating people as colleagues and not as an external factor would help. Do you think this experience has helped you as a scientist? Definitely, definitely. First, we scientists. Well, I don't like this term. Anyway, we researchers, we normally live in an echo chamber. So we talk to each other. We use our own terms. We take things for granted. We know what we're talking about. We don't get challenged too much on our opinions for some standard, let's say, knowledge. And we forget, we go after what is cool or interesting, but we forget that in the end, we are part of the society, and we what we do should give back to the society. So in that sense, I learned a lot. First, during the process of searching for funding for Into the Deep, and then during these 2 years of the project, I learned a lot, and I think that I'm a better researcher now. Okay, there are no more questions incoming. Okay.
Great. Hi.
Hi, Caroline.
Thank you so much, Damianos.
Thank you for having me here. It was great. It was a great experience, and I hope we had many participants. I hope we helped, and yeah, maybe we can do it again. We'll see.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, thank you everybody who joined. And as I mentioned in the beginning of the live feed, that this will be recorded and we'll also post it on our Instagram and also YouTube channels, etc. So you'll be able to see Damianos explain his answers to all the questions that we had. So with that, I will end the live feed. Thank you so much again, Damianos, and
Thank you again.
until next time.
Bye.